just so short so I can see everything. Oh, or she danced really good, so I'm gonna get her number. You know, so like, what is your purpose, like, and how you're gonna approach me? Because even though we're, you know, not at the mall or at the grocery store, you still need to approach me the correct way.
Okay, so say if a gentleman came up to you, a very nice, well-dressed gentleman at the club, okay, and I'm not talking about a classy grown folks club where people have nice clothes. I'm talking about, let's just say, the clubs that most college students will go to, those real kind of just, I don't want to say crazy clubs, but just, you know, the clubs that college students go to. What if a gentleman, he came up to you very nicely, say, hello, how are you? My name is so and such and such and such. Can I call you sometime? In the college clubs, do you think that you would maybe give him a chance? He approached you in a respectful manner.
It depends on if he's my type or not.
Okay. And then
if he is, then okay, yeah, and we can, you know, sit there and, because you can have a conversation in the club.
Right, you can.
So it depends on how his conversation goes.
Okay.
Get to, you know, what's the feeling? What's the vibe between us first?
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. I'm not saying that I won't. I just usually don't, because that's not usually how you get approached at the club.
Okay. Martez, how do you feel about approaching? Have you ever approached the women at a club?
Oh, well, no, I haven't ever approached a young lady at the club. The days I used to go to the club.
Right.
I haven't been to any clubs recently, but just to put in on that, I think I agree with Shay again, because when you go to the club, you pretty much know the atmosphere.
Okay.
You know the kind of people that are in there. And you know the characters that be in there. You got foolish people. You got some good people. You know, everybody's not foolish, but you have to be really mindful, and you have to really guard against stupidity. You know, because nobody wants stupidity in their life. And like Shay said, if he or she has to be your type, you can have a conversation at the club, and I wouldn't be so quick to give out my phone number. I say, well, listen, you can look me up on Facebook, and you could just play it safe, and then you say, I'll talk to you then. If the person seems like they got be like, well, I need your number now, give it to me, that'd be not the one. So, you know, love, it don't rush you. Love just be like, okay, I trust you. We just gonna go from what you saying.
Because I mean, like, most people that we see at the clubs around here, we see at campus. So if you couldn't talk to me on campus,
right?
Like, why are you talking to me now?
Okay. Do you feel that the place of this particular date, once a date has been set up, do you feel that the particular place of a date plays an important factor on whether or not you will continue to date that person?
I believe so.
You believe so? How so?
As a young man, you know, if I take a young lady out, I really want to impress her. I want to impress her in a way where I know I can do this every time. It's not a one-time thing, or I'm trying to put something false together. I really want to impress this young lady. So I take her to something nice, kind of moderate type, like Olive Garden. You know, that's a nice restaurant.
Olive Garden. Okay.
I wouldn't take her to like Cooter Browns, Mickey D's, no barbecue joints, you know, unless you just say, hey, I want to go there, and okay, well, we could go there. But if you really want to impress a young lady, and you really want to go out on a second date, then you should be ready to go to those places where it's really going to make an impression upon that young lady. Or ladies, if you want a young guy to take you to a good place, you ought to be ready for the guy to take you to like a nice spot, you know. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think this goes back to, I'm pretty, you know, sure everybody's parents or grandparents or somebody has told them is a first impression is a last impression. So like he was saying, you want to make that first impression, you know, let her know, yeah, I can take you to the nice places. Unless it's a mutual thing, like you catch her on lunch, okay, you want to catch a burger, okay, then that's a mutual thing, then okay, yes.
What are your feelings about how much money is spent on a date? And the reason why I ask this is because, as you mentioned, Olive Garden. Well, every gentleman may not have Olive Garden money.
Right.
There are men who may only have McDonald's money, right, Burger King money, Taco Bell money. So, do you feel that the amount of money that's being spent on the date has a determining factor on whether or not you will see that person? Like, for instance, Shay, what if a man said, well, I don't really have a lot of money. Can I just take you out to some Mickey D's just so I can have some time to sit and talk to you at a table somewhere? And now he's a nice guy, nice gentleman. He has followed all the rules as far as approaching you is concerned, and he has to settle for Mickey D's.
Okay, because you can still make Mickey D's a great impression.
Okay.
It just depends on the guy, like how he thinks, where he is up there. Because you can take not having any money and turn it into the best day ever. Like, okay, you don't have money, but you have money to go get strawberries and maybe some sparkling cider or something like that, and it's a picnic, but it's us getting to know each other. So it's about how he thinks. McDonald's, yeah. But if you make McDonald's cute, get you some little candles at McDonald's. Oh my God, that's cute. Like, so it depends on how he. I understand financial. The little thing we say, all college students are broke. That is a fact. But it just depends on what his creativity is. You need to be creative with it.
Okay, Martez. If a lot of men have egos. I'm a man. I have ego, and not that women don't, but ours is on a different kind of level.
Right.
Yeah.
Say if you were a little short on change this particular week, that you saw this girl that you really wanted to take out, and all you had was McDonald's money. You only had money to get her the number one with the sweet tea with no ketchup. How does that make you feel as a man? Do you feel that you should wait until you maybe could take her out place a little more nicer, or do you think that it's okay to show her a good time at McDonald's?
I say, girl, you better take this sweet tea. Nah, I was just fine. Nah, in all seriousness, I explained to her my situation.
Okay.
I'll be upfront with her, be honest with her. I'm like, listen, young lady, or whatever her name is, don't call her baby. I say, listen, I do not have this amount of change to take you out right now. So, would you mind, kind of cutting it down a little bit with me right now, so we can go to McDonald's? I still want to chill with you. I want to hang out with you. And our ego, a lot of guys won't do this. You have to really push your ego to the side. Because really our ego is just our emotions. Because we think we're going to look small in the presence of a young lady, because she think, oh, well, he ain't got nothing. He dusty and all that stuff, and he broke. But you really have to
a scrub.
Yeah, a scrub. You gotta push your ego to the side, dude. And if the young lady does not really want to be with you once you explain to her your situation, then it kind of really tells what kind of young lady she is. Exactly. Because anytime you date somebody, you don't want to be wasting your time. Hopefully, you want this to be wifey tight. You want to take this on to mama. And if she be that way was about McDonald's, if you ain't got the money to bring home some of the groceries one week, imagine that, and you don't want to be putting up with that. So, guys, you really have to make yourselves vulnerable and willing to be rejected. And push your ego to the side. It's a hard thing to do, but if you want the right woman in your life, then you'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: which is a better place to go out on a date, in your opinion? Like I said, right now we're just getting their opinions, and then we're gonna go to what the dating expert, Miss Patty Novak, what she has to say about some of this: amusement park or golf course?
I think it depends on the people.
The person. The
person or the group of people or the couple. Because either one could be fun. It's how you make it.
Okay. What about you, Martez? Amusement park or a golf course for the first date?
Oh, man. Wow. That's kind of tough, because I wanted to say golf course, but because I wanted to use the scenery, and you have time to talk to somebody. But
yeah, I was just gonna say that.
But in the amusement park, you could do the same thing and get wild and crazy at the same time. So you kind of have it's like Shay said, it depends on the type of people,
Well, I think that either one of them is fine, but I think that a golf course would be one, because of the intimacy time you can have. Like, you can talk to this person, you can get to know this person more. At an amusement park, it's loud, you're on roller coasters, so it just makes it like you get to know that person. Maybe a second date, hey.
Yeah, maybe a second date.
When there's maybe not as much getting to know one another as there was on the first date.
Right.
Yeah.
That way there can be, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A nice play, a city, or a movie theater. Play or movie theater for a first date, maybe.
It depends. Okay. Well, for my age group, or now since we're grown, like I
18
would
to
definitely
25.
say yes.
18 to 25.
Some 18. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But I think that I would prefer a play because it's more. You know, you're not gonna catch that in most guys. Oh, let's go to a play. You know, nah. It's more gonna be like a movie, just so he can't put his arm around you and stuff. Yeah, I would like. Oh, let's go. I'll take you to a play, and I'm like, oh, really? He likes plays, you know.
Play.
So I think that that's what's up.
What about you, Martez? Play or a movie theater?
I'll say play as well. And you want to, like we said earlier, you want to impress this person, you got to be willing to step outside the box at the same time. And a young lady is not going to be expecting you to answer to a play. I mean, let's get real. Then you hear it from your guy friend. They be like, oh, bro, you took her to a play. Yeah, oh, man. So it's like, you took her to a play. Oh, you really making a good impression now because you showing another side of you that she probably haven't seen in a lot of guys, or you probably showing your side to a guy that he hasn't seen in a lot of women.
Okay. So now so we've covered the basics of the first date. What constitutes a second date?
What constitutes a second date is your overall grade of the first date.
Okay.
Can this person behave right? Do you mind being seen with them in public?
Okay.
Okay. Do they know how to treat you?
Okay.
Basically, like, are they respecting you? And this could go both ways because it's not just the man respecting the woman. It could be the woman respecting the man. And, you know, if you really enjoy that person's company, that would constitute a second date to me.
Okay. What about you, Shay? What constitutes a second date?
I agree with what he's saying, but, you know, like your conversation. What was your conversation like? Because I need to know are you worthy of my time? So is your conversation, you know, I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about your goals and all of that. So where do you see yourself? What are you trying to gain? What was your reason for approaching me? So once I get that out, if you can answer that question, then there's no date.
Okay.
Because obviously if you're not willing to tell me why you approached me, then it probably wasn't good at all. So, like, your conversation, getting to know you, how you act in public, how you know, are you boring? Are you know, because some people, when you get around some guys, you're the one leading the conversation, or women as well. Like you're the one leading the conversation. So if we go on a second date, it's gonna be boring. Like, there's gonna be nothing to talk about.
Do you think that the way the person dressed when they came onto the first date, do you feel that is a determining factor in whether or not a second date can possibly be executed?
Oh, yeah.
You're nodding your head, yes.
Yes.
Why do you think how someone looks on the first date is important?
Because obviously you knew that this was a special occasion, or an occasion where you have to, you know, dress up. And I think if I'm going to take my time out to look nice for you, then you should do the same for me. So if you're not going to put the same effort into dressing nice just to, you know, come out and go out, then what else are you not going to put your effort into?
At what point do you think it's okay to kind of, you know, slack on the clothes a little bit?
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not okay. I'm just saying for the first date.
For the first.
Like, it's okay to either you're going to take me like I am, or you're not going to take me at all. But, like, when I saw you were dressed nice, and then on the first day we're at a nice restaurant, you like a bomb. Okay, what's going on?
Okay.
You know, just unless we're playing basketball or something on the first date, and I just think that it's a known fact to, you know, dress well on the first date.
Martez, as a man, how do you feel that a man should dress on the first date when he's taking a woman out?
It depends on where you're going.
Okay. That's another thing. It depends on where you're going.
Different settings calls for different wardrobes. So if you're going to the movies, you know, jeans, me myself, I prefer a nice button down like I have on right now.
Okay.
I think this is a nice attire to go to the movies. If you're going to